What's up, beautiful people? Welcome back to part 6 of our Pokemon Emerald Seaglass playthrough. In the previous video, we defeated the Slateport City gym leader Brawly, we earned our Knuckle badge, and we made our way to Slateport City with the help of Mr. Briny and his ferry boat. We did explore some of Slateport, mostly the beach area. In today's video, we're gonna explore the rest of Slateport. There's a little market here that we're exploring at the moment with a couple interesting goodies that you can buy. So definitely come and check that out. I'm also curious to see if there are any side quests that we pick up in Slateport, and to find out if there's a gym leader that we can take on. I'm also super curious to see what new Pokemon we encounter in the wild. I remember playing through the regular Emerald, and I believe just north of Slateport there is like a branch in the road. You can either go west or east, and I think if you go east it leads to like a cycling path. So I'm curious to see if that's the same in this game or if there's any changes. We're busy speaking to this lady at the market here, and she's telling us about berry powders and things. So I think you can also mix a few berries together to make some new ingredients. And here it looks like we've entered the proper town of Slateport. There's a whole bunch of grunts lined up here outside of a building. We can't enter it yet, so I suppose we've got to do something to activate the next sequence where we can enter the building ourselves. But now we've made it to a Pokemart. I do want to stock up on some Great Balls and some escape ropes and repel for sure. So that will help us with our adventure greatly. And now let's see what else there is. There's a couple more buildings that I want to go and explore. Here is the Pokemon fan club, so we're going to come and chat to everyone here. I believe the guy in the middle is the chairman of the fan club. I'm curious to see if he's got a side quest for us or if he has any items for us. This woman has just given us a soothe bell, which is pretty cool. This woman wants us to tell her about our Pokemon that's up front, our Sneasel. But let's talk to the chairman. Let's stop beating around the bush and see what he's got to say. So it turns out he doesn't have much to say. There's not much that he's given us. There's no side quest or anything. But this other person has offered to teach one of our Pokemon Swagger, so that's pretty interesting. Here's the Name Rater's house where you can change the names of your Pokemon. Nothing too interesting. Here is the Pokemon Center. We can heal up our team, chat to everyone in here, and then see what else there is to explore. If we heal up our team here, at least if we get knocked out for whatever reason, we should get revived at this Pokemon Center. So the whole team is healed up, and let's see what else there is to do here. This is an interesting building. It looks like an old building, and it's the battle tent. So that's interesting. It must be like a competition where you can challenge other trainers or something. We'll have to come back and test this out. Definitely looks super interesting. There are a few other people in here, so they must also be participating. And this guy just gave us TM41, which is Torment. We'll take it. There is a billboard here which explains all the rules, so it must be kind of different in a way. I definitely want to give it a go. So we can't have 2 or more of the same Pokemon or something, which I don't think I would ever do anyway. But let's take it on. Let's try the battle challenge and see how far we get and see what's different about it. Hopefully it's not too complicated. I didn't really read the rules with everything involved. Okay, so here it looks like there's 6 Pokemon that you can choose from. You don't use your own Pokemon in your team. So we're just gonna choose whoever we think is the strongest out of these guys. We're gonna go with Beautifly, Golbat, and Electrike. And it looks like we've got to use these 3 Pokemon to try defeat random trainers. And all the Pokemon are equal at level 30 to keep things fair. So I suppose you've got to know the Pokemon type advantages and disadvantages really well. That will definitely give you an edge in these battles. And a whole lot of luck. It depends what Pokemon you choose and what kind of trainer you get matched up against. You could get lucky with a trainer whose Pokemon are weak against your team, or you could get super unlucky and get a team that's strong against your team. So I suppose you've got to try and choose a good variation of Pokemon in your team, and that will give you the best odds. But now it seems our Golbat is actually doing some damage and putting in work. Golbat knocked out the first Pokemon, and it's about to knock out Lanoon, the second Pokemon. So we're ahead in this battle. Golbat has nearly knocked out the whole team. The final Pokemon is Whalmer, so if we can cause a bit of damage before Golbat gets knocked out, that'll be great. And we poison Whalmer, so I think we've got this battle under the belt. Next we send out Electrike. His electric attacks are super effective, and I think in the next attack we might be able to knock it out along with its poison. And yes, we hit it with a spark and Whalmer has been defeated. So we won our first battle, and they ask if we're ready for our second match. So I'm not sure how many matches there are, or if it's just like you got to try and see how far you can go. Maybe it's like endless amount of opponents. And in between battles, they even offer you to swap some of the Pokemon on your team. So that's interesting, but I think I want to go with the same team. I'm pretty happy with my team, to be honest. The second trainer has sent out a level 30 Barboach. I think it's a water type, so our Electrike should annihilate it, but our Golbat is doing some decent work here. We knocked it out without getting any damage inflicted on ourselves. The second Pokemon the trainer sends out is Shroomish, and we almost one-shotted it, and we caused poison, so Shroomish is going to struggle. We knocked it out with our second attack. And the final Pokemon for Trainer 2 is Cacnea, and we just wiped it out in one shot. Our team is unstoppable. We are causing some serious damage in this competition. So now we're going to take on the third trainer. Let's see if our luck continues. And the next trainer looks like it could be a water type trainer. Their first Pokemon is Lombre, which is the grass and water type. And our Golbat causes some serious damage on its first attack. We knock out Lombre. The second Pokemon is Wingull, the flying water type. So let's see if Golbat can knock this one out too. Golbat gets confused, but luckily we still attack, and we knock out Wingull. The final Pokemon for Trainer 3 is a Meryl level 30. So I think we got this battle under the belt too. Golbat might be able to defeat it all on its own, but Electrike will definitely knock it out if Golbat gets damaged and knocked out. We hit Meryl with a poison attack. It takes away about half of its HP. Our speed gets boosted, and we snap out of confusion. We hit it again. Meryl gets confused, and that's it for Meryl. He's been knocked out due to his poison, and that's 3 trainers down. And it looks like you can only take on 3 trainers, so maybe this is just like the beginner level contest. We do get a little reward for our champion result, but that was a lot of fun. It was nice to try out. I definitely want to go back and participate again. Hopefully some of the challenges will get more and more difficult the more you do them, because that was really easy. Our Golbat pretty much knocked out everyone on its own. But we just left the Slateport Harbor. Nothing really was going on there. And here we're entering the shipyard to see if there's anything interesting going on here. It looks like there's a couple scientists doing some work. And we find a man who wants us to deliver some kind of pack. package to Captain Stern. We're going to chat to all the scientists here and see if there's any items. Unfortunately, there isn't, but we can go to the next floor. And there are a whole bunch more scientists in this room. I am exploring the bins and all kinds of things, but it looks like there's nothing really here for us. There's a scientist in the middle, but we can't reach him. That room seems to be blocked off. And I think that's pretty much everything in Slateport. This is the last house I think we need to explore. Otherwise, we have checked out everything and spoken to everyone. We just haven't headed up north to see what's there yet. So I think that's where we should go. Let's head north and see where we end up. Whoa, 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 wait a minute. That whole line of grunts that were here are now gone. So obviously talking to that guy has opened up the story and allowed us to enter. And one of these grunts has just given us TM46. What's up with that? Why is he helping us? So it looks like there's a whole bunch of grunts in here. They're just hanging out. It's kind of like a museum or something. I'm guessing we're gonna find Captain Stern in here somewhere. So we enter the next level, and here is a scientist. And while we're busy chatting to him, 2 plasma grunts rush in, and it looks like they're ready to battle. So we're gonna take them on. I think we're gonna have to take both of them on. And the first one only has 1 Pokemon. He has a level 17 Carvanha, which is quite a cool Pokemon. But our Sneasel is making light work of it. We knock it out fairly easy. I think the grunts are also looking for Captain Stern or something. And now the second grunt takes us on, and he's got 2 Pokemon. So the first Pokemon he sends out is Lombre, which is the water and grass type. It is quite an annoying Pokemon to battle. But our Sneasel is becoming a weapon. It's just leveled up to level 21. So it's becoming one of the stronger Pokemon in our team. And the next Pokemon the grunt sends out is Carvanha again, level 16. So I think our Sneasel is going to be able to knock both of these grunts out. And then we'll see what happens. See what the deal is with this Captain Stern guy. We defeated the Aqua Grunts, and now they're both pretty scared. And all of a sudden another Team Aqua Grunt pops out of nowhere, and I'm curious to see if he wants to battle or not. It seems this guy is all talk and he's just threatening us, but eventually they run off. And this scientist is actually Captain Stern, so we deliver the Devon pot to him, and I think that's going to help us and him a whole bunch. So that looks like that's all we have to do in the museum. All the Team Aqua Grunts have now left, and as we leave, some random guy, Scott, just runs into us, and he says he watched us chase Team Aqua away, and he wants to register himself on our Pokenow so we can contact each other. So we agreed to that, but then he runs off again. So that's very random. I'm not sure who Scott is and what's his deal. And here when you talk to this guy, he offers to take you to Pacificdog Town, and you can just fly there with him. So that's pretty interesting. He's got a Pelipper or something that can fly you there. So I don't want to explore that town yet, but that's going to be super helpful. We don't have to travel all the way there. And now we've just run into Professor Birch north of the town. He also registers himself on our Pokenow so we can contact him. And he tells us to look out for May. So we'll definitely do that. She is our rival, but we always got her back. And now when we head north, there's a couple trainers to battle, and it looks like we found the trick house, so this is going to be interesting. As we enter, someone says you're being watched, and we see a flash. When you come and interact with the desk where the flash was, a man just popped out of nowhere, and he's the trick master. So he says he's got a challenge for us, and he says if we go through the scroll here, we'll enter secret passage with a secret room. So let's see if we can make our way through here and see if we can find out where this man is hiding or what is involved with this trick room. There are a couple trainers in here that we got to battle, so that's pretty fun. We need as much experience as we can get. Our team is pretty strong at the moment though. We are winning a lot of battles very easily. So that's a good sign, but I don't want to start falling behind. Rather stay ahead than fall behind, right? And there's a whole bunch of trees to cut in here. It looks like we did find the end of the trick room there, but I just want to come and collect all the items. We just picked up an orange mail, and it looks like there's some kind of script or letter down here. We're gonna battle this last trainer and see what it says. So it's a scroll with a secret code. Okay, so I suppose you need that to enter the next room. We wrote down the secret code, and yes, it opened the door, and we have found the trick master again. He's surprised that we found him, and he's given us a reward, a rare candy. So that's an amazing reward. We'll definitely take that. That was a nice little side quest. It was a lot of fun, but it looks like that's all there is to do in the trick house. In the next video, we'll keep on exploring, but we're going to end things off here. Thanks for watching.